Some Missouri restaurant servers plan to march at the Capitol this morning in support of a Senate bill, but their opinions changed over the weekend.
KOMU 8's Shade Bullock is in studio today to explain how servers in Missouri switched sides over the weekend.
As you can see here on Facebook, some Missouri servers organized a march in support of a Senate bill. The original plan was that servers were supposed to meet with lawmakers to pass the bill. Senate Bill 10 allows employers to pay workers under 18 years of age 85% of the minimum wage rate required for an adult employee. Servers thought the bill protected their tips and guaranteed them a minimum pay, but that's already law. The former march organizer says it isn't fair to minors to get paid less for the same amount of work.
There are a lot of minimum wage workers who are underage and deserve the full benefit of their work. So ultimately, I don't believe that this is a good thing anymore after doing a little bit of research and finding out that the Labor Board has never been approached with anything to do with getting rid of a tipped minimum wage, which is already in law.
Organizers of the march say lobbyists provided them false information about the goals of the Senate bill. In the studio, Shade Bullock, KOMU 8 News.
All right, Shade, thank you. We do want to point out this is a developing story.
Right.
We have reached out to the bill's sponsor early this morning, and we're hoping to hear something back later today.
Yes.
Welcome back. Some Mid-Missouri students now need to shut off their cell phones during school hours. KOMU 8's Shade Bullock joins us live in Morgan County, where the district's restricting cell phone use and why some parents are concerned. Shade.
I'm standing in one of the hallways of Morgan County R2 Middle School, where students will no longer be allowed to have their cell phones out before class. This is due to a broader no cell phone policy. The expanded policy restricts students from using their cell phones during lunch and before classes start. The policy is being reinforced because students are getting distracted in class and not talking to each other. The school announced the change on Facebook and received concerned comments from some parents.
If you want to take over paying our cell phone bill, feel free to, and then you can tell us that we can't call our student during the school day. The replies were things like, just call the office. They'll get your student a message. Just call the office if you're changing how you're getting home. The office will take care of it.
Now, students are still allowed to bring their phones to school. However, they need to be turned off and put away. Live in Versailles, Shade Bullock, KOMU 8 News.
Winter and weather arriving faster than usual. Columbia area homeless shelters are hard at work. KOMU 8 Shade Bullock is live in Columbia to explain how one is helping people stay warm.
I'm standing in front of the Salvation Army Harbor House, where it is very cold outside. So thankfully, everyone that comes here is inside. The Harbor House is one of Columbia's many homeless shelters that is bearing the cold tonight. This shelter in particular is turning no one away. Take a look at this video I shot earlier today. The Salvation Army Harbor House usually sleeps 61 people, but it is opening its doors to more due to winter weather. Those who exceed the capacity of the shelter will be sleeping on cold cots in the dining and lounge areas.
When they come in from the streets in that particular way, we don't have any kind of excessive process of getting them in. It's basically you're cold, you have a place to go, you're in.
People staying at the Harbor House will receive dinner and breakfast. Live in Columbia, Shade Bullock, KOMU 8 News.
Okay, Kenton, thank you very much. Some major bills on the move in Jefferson City today. We have team coverage at the state capitol, but we will begin with an update on exceptions to the Missouri heartbeat bill. KOMU 8's Shade Bullock tells us more about the only legal reason the bill would allow for an abortion after a heartbeat is detected.
I'm live at the state capitol, where the Missouri heartbeat bill was debated during a public hearing in the Senate earlier today. Representative Nick Schroer, the sponsor of the bill, said the only instance an abortion would be allowed after the fetus has heartbeat is a medical emergency that could harm the mother. Rape, incest, and the possibility of Down syndrome are not special cases where a woman can get an abortion. Two mothers who terminated their pregnancies shared their views.
Of course, I thought of her pain. I thought of nothing else obsessively every night as I lay awake in bed. It is still what breaks my heart when I think of her daily now, that her body would be racked with pain, and there is nothing worse as a parent, as I know many of you are, than to imagine that life for your child.
So I've had a living child from a rape and an aborted child from rape, and if I could take that abortion back, I would, in a heartbeat. I would have a beautiful little girl, and her name would be Myra.
There's currently not another scheduled hearing. Live in Jefferson City, Shade Bullock, KOMU 8 News.
And rain can complicate efforts to treat the streets during winter weather.
So let's join Shade Bullock, who is live to tell us how Mexico and Audrain County plans to face the ice.
Right now, multiple mid-Missouri counties are under an ice storm warning. I'm here in Boone County, which is one of several counties within that warning. I traveled to Mexico earlier today to see how this town was preparing for the winter weather ahead. Freezing rain can make road treatment difficult, especially for smaller communities like Mexico. Small towns have less manpower and equipment to clear roads, with just as many miles to travel as big cities. In Mexico, the town's snow plows are ready for what's coming.
If we only need to have one out to spot treat, we'll have one out. If we need to have all of them out, we'll call them all out.
Kenton said that any treatment that was laid on the road earlier today will be washed away until rain completely stops by mid-Thursday morning. When rain stops, that's when freezing will likely begin. Live in Columbia, Shade Bullock, KOMU 8 News.